I'm Josh.
Miyama Banks.
Wow, very
Yeah.
impressive.
This is Odd Places going
Viral.
viral. Yeah. Josh, you're married, right?
That's what I'm told.
Yep. Why? Why'd you get married?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Don't
Really?
really know. I won't do it again, but I don't know why I got married the first time.
How old were you? 20s, 30s,
Mid-20s, yeah.
mid 20s? So why won't you get married again? I mean,
Well, it's
I
it's
mean,
it's not a why won't I, it's why should I?
all right.
Why get
Um,
married at all? I
all right. So you got married this time. You don't know why you got married.
no.
And all right. Okay.
It's- Well, why get married at all? Let's start there. Why what's the purpose of marriage? Why get married?
Okay. I got married, and it was societal and familiar pressures that I got
Okay.
married.
Okay.
And I loved her, and I do. I still love my ex-wife. I'm not married anymore. I'm single.
What's that got to do with being married? Love. What is this? Why are you mixing
Okay.
love and marriage? I don't understand.
Okay. Um, I yeah. I mean, you're right. You're right. So you can love without marriage, and you can marriage without love. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay. So
I'll even take it a step further and say they're not even related.
at all.
Not
Okay.
at all.
Okay.
It's
Then
mutually
why?
exclusive.
Historically, why was there marriage? Historically,
Historically,
yeah.
good question. I wish I would have asked that question. I don't know. Um, well, historically, we've been in a patriarchal society, right? Where
Hmm.
men, it was all about possessions. And I'm going to guess, I'm going on a limb here. Maybe, there was a time, and there still is a little bit, where a woman is considered a possession. And that was a way to, it's his mine. It's a way to say mine.
Okay, and she can then say mine also. That's my
Well,
husband. He's mine.
sure, she could say that. It doesn't hold much water in society, or it hasn't.
So
But yeah,
you're saying the patriarchal structure is such that the man has the possessions and his wife is my wife. Um,
well, look at the power. Look at the power difference. Historically, who has had more power, males or females? And
then
that's why it's a
no.
one-way possession thing. Yeah.
Okay. So what about? I want to go here. What about religious influence? Do you think there was a religious influence in that whole thing?
Yeah, along the same lines too. The more devout religious you tend to get, especially Christianity.
Hmm.
I should take not Christianity. Most religions, the male is still most major religions. The male is still the center, is still the provider, the authority.
Right. Okay. So, so you felt. I mean, I'll say myself, familiar and societal pushes to get married.
Yeah.
Now, was there a societal push to get married so that you would not be classified as a homosexual?
No, not for me personally. That was never a thought. No.
Okay. So, I mean, in society, do people get married? I mean, I feel that in society, people do get married to show society that they are heterosexual. So in a sexual sense here, it's like I'm heterosexual, I'm married to a woman. I'm a man, I'm married to a woman. And the same thing can be spoken now with marriage in general, with two men getting married, two women getting married.
That's interesting though. Yeah. So to basically, you have an insecurity about yourself, so you get married to show everyone, look, I'm not as insecure as I am. Uh, Here, I'm really heterosexual. So it's kind of like an insecurity bondage or something. What? That's weird. That's interesting.
Right. Now the government has it set up that when you're married, that person you're married to gets to see you in the hospital in case something happens, gets to be there. Usually, uh, they're willed whatever the possessions are. So in same-sex marriages, which in the past 10 years has come to fruition, where there is same-sex marriages, and there are. My question to you is that contractual bond of marriage makes it so you can will the possessions from the person who you're married to, correct?
Yes, and you can also be willed to it outside of marriage. You can have all kinds of power of attorneys. You can put other people in the will that you're not married to. So again, marriage, again, is not required to do any of these things you're talking about.
Taxes. You get a tax break if you're married. I think my accountant had said that to me once.
Yeah, you can file jointly if you're married.
And you get a tax break also if you have kids. So there's this governmental push for you to have kids and to be married.
Okay, I guess there's a benefit there then. But does it outweigh the downside? Because we haven't even talked about the downside of getting married.
Wow. All right, I'm going to just speak from my own experience. I was married 24 years.
Okay.
Almost, 24 in a couple months, and then I decided not to be married anymore. I didn't want to be married, and I got out of the marriage because that was something that I didn't want to be anymore. Why? Many reasons. I don't want to go into the personal ones. However, I feel in a position, not by not being married, of being, not that when I was married I was free. When I was married, I got to do a lot of stuff that I wanted to do. Now I think that I get to do basically almost anything I want to do without having someone to filter it for me, which is good and bad. It's good to dress up, put some clothes on it, and go to my spouse at the time and go, hey, does this look okay? And she's like, change the shirt, something's off. And I get it. I have
hot pink and lime green, man. They just don't go. I don't care what you say. Don't even try it.
There's Mexican guava that I have growing, which is green on the outside, almost, well, kind of a pea green and then pink on the inside. So two colors. So, I mean, that's a good thing. So what is the drawback of marriage then? I mean, what is the negatives of marriage? You tell me.
Well, look at how it starts. You're in a relationship with somebody, right? It's going well, I assume?
Yeah.
So you're taking something that's working, right? And then you're changing it. Why would you take something that's working? You're loving each other, everyone's happy, everything is wonderful, and then you say, you know what? Let's add this extra responsibility on top of it. Let's make this official by the state and add this extra layer of, I mean, again, why change it? If it's working, why change it? And if it's not working, why get married? So, all right, I don't see it.
So, so when you go out and you work out, you are building to a point, correct? You are building, like, okay, today I'm going to do 20 crunches, and I'm going to work my way up in the next 3 months to do 80 crunches, right?
Okay,
so you're building. Right? So in this relationship that is going well, you want to build it, and you want to show that each one of you are committed to being together. So a marriage is, a contract is a little bit more, wow, he's serious. Wow, she's serious. This is really going to happen.
That's not my definition of commitment. Signing a contract? No. My faithfulness to you, my trust in you, that's my level of commitment. If you need a contract to judge my level of commitment, let me tell you something. There's not enough commitment there then. There's something missing and there's a problem, and we shouldn't even, no. That's I'm going to go the opposite way on that one.
So prenuptial agreements, P-N-A's, are, isn't prenuptial? Those are like pessimistic ways of looking at marriage, right?
Just don't get married then. But again, if you have a great relationship and it's wonderful and you're building things together, What
Mm-hmm.
does marriage have to do with it? Why change it? Why
Mm-hmm.
change expectations? Why put this horse collar on the other person and say, you're mine now? What's the need for that?
I agree.
I just
I'm
don't
with
see
you.
how it.
I'm with on that. I'm gonna end with a question, and maybe you can answer it. So you got married in your 20s or 30s? When did you get married? In
20.
your 20s? So you got married in your 20s, and you basically, and I did the same thing. We committed ourselves, our 20-year-old selves, to a lifetime relationship with this person. Do you think that's fair to commit your 20-year-old self, who has had 20 some odd years in the world, commit your 90-year-old self, your 88-year-old self, your 70-year-old self to this relationship? Do you think that's fair?
Not legally, no.
I'm
No.
Banks.
I'm Josh.
Odd places. Going viral. Boom.